You can build a life with someone without getting married. I know people that have been dating for a long time. But the thing about it is usually when life gets hard, they don't have to stay with you. They've never made that commitment. If you're really with someone and you're not married, when you lose your job and you can't provide, if you're the breadwinner, the girl can leave. And it's those things of actually having someone say, no, I'm choosing to go through life with you, stand by your side, and I've made that commitment to you. Because I know guys who will build a life with a girl and then they're like, but I can't make that commitment to marry her because I don't see her as that. And I'm like, wow, I think even guys who don't get married often hold so much value and weight on marriage for that reason.
I mean, you can make the public statement without getting legally married.
When it comes to a relationship, it's got to be my way. You might think, Brian, that's crazy. Look, you guys want us to lead. You want us to take the initiative. You want us to provide. Just to be clear, I'm not like some playboy that's trying to 10 different chicks. I like relationships, but like I could have a lifelong, be with this woman for the rest of my life, have kids, all that. I don't think I need marriage to have that though. If you're really about me, you're gonna be like, I love you, I don't need it.
And that's literally what most men have in mind. Marriage is a maze, nothing else.
Women aren't getting approached anymore. And you guys wonder why? Because you guys are fucking rude. And women don't respect men anymore. That's what it really is. That's why so many guys don't go up to y'all no more, because like, damn, she's probably gonna fucking talk shit to me. Or damn, she's gonna reject me rudely. Or damn, she's gonna say, get out of my face or some shit like that. Like, the real question is, are women worthy of approaching anymore? I would argue most of you guys aren't.
Also, let's say they get past the first initial introduction and they meet you and you're rude to them, they'll smash you and then leave right away.
And then women wonder why all of you guys are overwhelmingly fucking single. You guys don't know how to behave.
You wonder why there's so many women in their 20s, 30s, 40s that are not in relationships.
It's because they don't want to marry you, because you bring no value to them. Actually, you could harm them. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, it's not because you're choosing to be single. You're not. They just don't want to marry you, and they're not asking you anymore. Where are all the good guys at? They're running away from you. And they're definitely not marrying you. And the ones that have been married before, and then you go act like that again, they're really not marrying you if you think they're going to put up with you again. You know, they're going to act like it. They're not going to actually call you them. If I can speak. They're not ever going to call you their girlfriend. There's even a term for it now, situationship. 6 months in, and you've been sleeping with him forever, and he's just like, oh yeah, I don't know. I'm not in a good place right now. Yeah, he is. He just is not in that place with you. He's just waiting for something better to come along. You're just his piece of, because he's waiting for a girl to be kind to him and sweet to him, because he's never ever going to get married again and settle and deal with that all over again.
You can only see so many good men broken by marriage before you say, well, shit, I'm not going to do that.
So I've posted a couple videos recently talking about modern women and what their standards are and what modern women are looking for. And I've gotten a lot of comments from men saying that they are not looking for a modern woman. They want a traditional woman, and that there aren't enough of them out there. So that had me thinking, like, well, what is the difference between a modern woman and a traditional woman? I wrote some notes here to distinguish the difference. A modern woman is someone who's independent. She has a full-time career. She prioritizes career and education over family and children. She is strong and wants to be taken seriously. And you'll probably hear her say things like, I don't need no man to support me, and never depend on a man. A traditional woman is someone who focuses on family and children. She cooks and she cleans. She knows how to take care of her man mentally, emotionally, and physically. She's graceful and nurturing, and I'm gonna say it, submissive. So, for all the modern women out there, I hear all the time that they want a traditional man, but it's sounding to me like traditional men don't actually want modern women. And I can't tell you how many times I hear women say they don't cook, they don't clean, but yet they want a man to pay all their bills. So I'm just curious, women, do you consider yourself modern or traditional? And what kind of man are you actually looking for? And for men, what are the qualities that you're looking for in a woman if it's not a modern woman?
Simply put, men don't want to be an option. We want to be a priority.
Has feminism and the favoring of women's rights killed marriage? More and more men are not only moving away from relationships, but they're moving away from marriage. And we see a lot of men that have gone through a divorce who are just checking out of relationships with women altogether. I've seen so many comments in my comment section of men who have gone through terrible divorces, who are in financial ruin, who have lost access to their children. Why has it become so risky for men to follow their heart, to get into relationship with women and to get married? Why are men moving away from something that should be so pure? Why have men decided to move away from love, from connection, and from relationships? Divorce rates are extremely high, but it's men in particular who are moving away from traditional marriage. Marriages feel fragile. It's oftentimes men that are not only financially ruined by marriages or by divorces, also emotionally ruined. And there's men who never recover from the detriment and the damage that the divorce has caused them. Men are left financially broken, emotionally shattered, and many men get even cut off from their own children. And I don't think that we understand the importance of a man in a child's life. But I've spoken about this before, and it really upsets me that we favor women in court, women looking after the children, instead of children also having the rights and the fathers having the rights to spend time with their own children. So I'm not surprised that men are deciding to stay single or never engage in marriage, not courting women anymore, and why so many divorced men are staying away from getting remarried or re-entering in relationships, because they draw the short end of the stick in society. Okay, let's talk some facts. 40% of marriages end in divorce. 40%, that's close to half. And it's different in the US and in Europe. But as of today, the percentage difference is not that large between the US and Europe. I think it's about 2%, 2 or 3%. So that is a very high number. And on top of that, 80% of the time in divorce, men are being cut off from their children. And that is not a small imbalance. That's an overwhelming majority of men that lose access to their children or become fathers that can see their children on the weekend. And in most of the cases, men are ordered to pay alimony and child support for their children and not even having the rights to see their kids. So this leads to financial ruin because a lot of men actually also lose their homes and are financially burdened in a way that they can no longer sustain. And a lot of men take years, if ever, to recover from this financial blow and this emotional blow. And I think that we women need to understand the risks that men face when they engage in marriage with a woman. Us women need to understand that there's a huge financial risk for men to get married. On top of that, there's enormous emotional risk for men as well. Emotional devastation that they face because courts and our society favor women. Men do not have the support or the same support that women have in the cases of divorce. It weighs an emotional toll on a man when they're disconnected from their children and they have no leg to stand on. They have no support and a very little understanding towards man. And again, the importance of a man in the life of your child. A lot of women don't understand the importance of that. And our society doesn't acknowledge the importance of a man in the life of a child. Now, I want to delve a bit deeper into these issues that men face and why so many men are moving away from marriage altogether. 1, financial risk. When marriages break down, men carry most of the financial load. When a marriage breaks down, men carry a significantly larger burden financially than women do. They're probably losing half of their assets. They're ordered to do ongoing alimony payments. And on top of that, they have to pay for child support for a child that they're probably not even seeing anymore, or maybe a couple of days a week. And this is financially crippling a lot of men. That is a lot of money that men have to pay. And I think it's unfair because we women earn enough in this day and age. So why does a man have to pay half of his assets or his income? If women are so liberated and so independent, then they should also be able to take care of the child independently. Or the man should have the same amount of access to his children as the woman does. Number 2, emotional devastation. The saddening truth is that so many men, like I mentioned before, 80% of the divorce cases, the children go to the mother, or most of the time they will be with the mother. It is as detrimental and as painful for a man to lose access to his children. I don't understand why we think it's normal that the man is the one who loses access to his children in divorce.
It's for the better. Men need peace. They aren't walking away from marriage, they're walking away from divorce. The system is rigged against us.
Ladies, this is why some men are refusing to commit to modern women. Let's get into it. Ladies, this is important. Listen up. If you have or continue to accept minimum effort from men or no effort from men, have given them all access passes anyway, or you communicate that you have really high standards, history has shown otherwise. It shows that you continuously lower your standards, accept bare minimum from men, or with men that do not meet your set standards or the standards that you say that you have. Just to have a man, you've devalued yourself. Notice this? They do listen. Well, some do. And they observe. They wise. Therefore, the men that you desire will not see you as deserving of X commitment or X amount of effort because of who, how, and how often you've given other men that don't meet your set standard or the standard you say that you have, all access passes to you. The low standards in situationships make it hard for you to get the man that you desire. Make wise choices, ladies.
This is 100% fact. Men never have the words to explain it, but that's like 90% of the reason they don't commit to a lot of women.
Why aren't men getting married anymore? It's not because they hate love or they're against love. It's because the system is actually stacked against them. In 1960, 72% of adults were married, and today it's barely 50%. And among men under 30, it's pretty much nowhere. Here's why. Divorce courts, they'll take all of the man's money, they'll take the kids, they'll take the house. 90% of child custody goes to women, and men pay millions in child support and alimony every year. Then there's the happy wife, happy life culture where men sacrifice everything to keep the peace. Meanwhile, if a man wants traditional roles, it's labeled as toxic. So men naturally ask themselves, what is the upside? And for a lot of guys, there isn't one. It's not that men in general hate commitment. They hate commitment to a system that is designed to punish them for existing. Till marriage becomes a partnership and not a legal liability, men will continue to keep saying, no thanks. Do you think men are right to walk away from the thought of marriage, or do you think that marriage is still worth it? Let me know in the comments.
Many women are selfish and entitled. Who feels the man's entire purpose in the relationship or marriage is to make her happy, comfortable, relaxed, and stress-free. Any enjoyment that the man gets out of the attachment may be purely coincidental. He'd much rather stay alone and be at peace. That's a hard pass for most men.
Now, I know what the women will say. It doesn't matter how I dress. Just because I look a 304, it doesn't mean I am one. Well, guys, shouldn't we as women dress for the job we want? Okay, if you go for a job interview, shouldn't you wear a suit? Women, if we want the job of being a wife and a mother, shouldn't we dress or maybe act like it? Yes, ladies, men are sick and tired of the nonsense that comes with dating modern women. I mean, there are so many women that openly say misandristic things and openly hate men. We would not like it if men said those things about women, and we openly shame men that do. I don't know how you can't scroll on Instagram nowadays and not agree that most women are whores nowadays. And if men say that, the gut feeling is not all. But if women say that men are trash, we never have a gut reaction to defend men. So many times women, we think that we know it all, when a lot of times most of us were not raised to be a wife and a mother. Most of us did not have submissive mothers, if we did have mothers, or most of us grew up in single parent or divorced families. I don't know why as women we think we know it all when most of us are pretty dumb when it comes to this stuff, and I think it's clear just looking around society.
If I dress like a homeless person, that's how it's perceived. Simple. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.